Staff initially wanted a learning platform that had the facility to build lessons, which they could then put onto a whiteboard. As we've progressed, staff have, I think, become rather more confident in the idea that they can use the tools on the learning platform to build a lot more interactive material where students are able to work at their own pace. We've had experts helping them to do the work of putting the website together, but we've asked the staff to give us an idea of how they want it organised.
You've said that you like the science website.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way they've got that sort of picture in the background, but the colours I like to use...
It's very quick to personalise the learning platform. I will talk to each head of department about what they want in their website, how they want it designed, how they want it to look.
All of our children have grown up in a very media-rich environment. We can't afford to have children being given a very dull diet. We need a way of delivering something that engages the kids and gets them wanting to learn. We asked the students to go through and create posters of what they thought ought to be on the new learning platform. When we took another look at the learning platform about 12 months ago, I thought, well, the real problem with this is there's nothing really that would make a child want to visit the website. So we brought in a number of students and we got them to look at a complete rebuild of the platform.
I've been finding out what students want from the new learning platform, and they give us many ideas how we can improve that. I think it's important because it's basically for the students, not for the teachers. And if the students are going to be going on it every day, looking how to improve their education, we want them to feel comfortable and enjoy it as well.
They wanted an area of the platform where children were able to communicate with each other, to help each other with things like homework. They were talking about being able to showcase their work to other students, to parents and prospective employers. They wanted forums, they wanted social networks. So we're talking about personalisation in terms of the children being able to create a website that works for them.
New line. When do we start a new... We start a new line for a new speaker, don't we? Yeah, so that's our first rule. That's rule number 1. What's rule number 2 then? Jamie?
Open speech marks.
Open speech marks.
Each child at the end of that lesson gets an individual target set by the teacher based on work they've done. That points out certain areas where children need development.
Once we've identified an area that shows a weakness, that we can then put something on our class area that will, if they're a bit wobbly, enable them to practice the skills that they've learned. Using speech marks. Watch this video about how to set out the speech properly. Rule 1. New line for a new speaker.
There's a certain group of children who don't necessarily contribute very often in class, but do contribute online. So things like the learning videos, recap, the main teaching points. The children can then look at it again at their own pace, in their own time, and then if you put something like a wiki alongside it, they can then show you what they can do.
Punctuation before closing the speech marks. Now if you want to go onto the wiki, there'll be an activity there for you to do to see if you can remember the 6 speech rules.
We don't do this for every lesson. We focus on core skills like spelling and speech marks, capital letters. To generate a quick recap of the lesson takes about 10 minutes, and from a teacher's point of view, you can archive it and use the same one next year.
It's made a massive difference because the children can then go home and work with their parents or on their own. It's just reinforcing everything that you've done in class.
You're setting targets for the children to make them better writers or readers or mathematicians. So there's a wiki set up with each of their names underneath it, and we ask them to find a key target, then find a website that helps them achieve their target, and then paste that web address into their wiki. So over time, you'll have a bank of websites that really address the things that they keep getting wrong. Generally, children pick websites that they find motivating or fun, and if they can learn that whilst having fun, then even better.
My literacy target was don't use said. Use different words instead of said. I went on a website what helped me meet my target. It's better because now I'm using like croaked and whispered. It's giving the reader more expression.
Using the Learn platform is an easy way for students to work at their own pace.
I'm studying for 6 A-levels, one of which is maths, which I started 2 years ago because I did the GCSE 3 years early. The maths website is broken down into each week, so I could work ahead of all my peers by looking at what was coming up the next few weeks. The resources are there online. You can have a look at them in your own time, and then you can email a teacher if you still don't quite understand.
When I was doing my Open University degree, I was also doing my A-levels, and this was totally unique to what anyone else was doing. So the learning platform allowed me to personalise how I learned and pick and choose when I did the work, as long as I made the deadlines.
If students miss school for any reason, they can catch up or continue learning from home through the Learn platform.
I've been living in Spain for 3 years and going to school there. I was worried before I came back because I didn't think I'd be able to catch up, but on the computer the teachers showed me how to catch up, and you can study yourself because it tells you step by step what to do.
We've just moved into this fantastic new school, and it took a week to move everything across. So although the school was actually closed for a week, the Learn was not interrupted at all. Students worked all week from the Learn platform. At Monks Eton, it's not just about the academic progress. We've invested in a fitness machine so we can personalise a fitness by health programme within that for each student.
The fitness machine tells you what you need to improve on, and they'll give you like a personal training programme. Football staff look at it and they'll set your targets, and you have to try and meet the targets.
Each child can access their own data on the school learning platform, and if they're retested, they can compare their results to previous results to see if they've improved in certain areas or if they've gone the other way. In modern day football, fitness is key. The fact that we're able to use the technology gives us a little bit of an edge over teams who are competing at our level, so it's very important for us.